So what are we sipping on today?
Today we have a Silver Needle white tea, one of my favorites.
And what other tea you got for me?
You know, I've been thinking about how so many people in Atlanta are doing immersive events, and there's like no sense of real immersive design or technology involved.
Yeah, I find that Atlanta is really just a city of cap. You know, it's all about the clout. It's all about the cap. It's always everybody just trying to make money off of each other. Not as much of like a solidarity and like unifyingness. Also, we have so many people trying to throw events that didn't get raised up by any OGs. You know, they just were like, oh man, I can make money doing this. I have people show up. You know, we have a couple of drinks. We have the lamb chops and shit. Like we were talking with homie Ty the other week. You know, oh man, you weren't there, but we were talking about how like you only need a few things to say that you know you're having an event and to get people to come out there, and it's just that same cycle of this and that. But they're not really immersive. People have a projector and be like, oh, it's immersive.
Right.
You know?
Or just even hire some artist vendors and put a performer on stage and be like, come check out Atlanta's hottest new immersive event. Like, no, this is not what this is.
You know, people say it's my Aquarius moon, but you know, I fucking hate when when something gets popular and I've been doing it, or something I've been interested in, something gets really popular, I tend to find that I like want to do something different.
Yeah.
You know, so like, the word immersive, and within the last like year and a half, like everybody wants to do it. Everybody wants to be immersive. Everybody wants to be hot. Everybody wants to be popping in that way, but none of them actually know how to make. Or no one even knows what the definition of the word is. Really,
Yeah, it's looking for a buzzword that's gonna hype up your shit in your event instead of actually doing the research and learning about design, deciding to pick up a book on what experiential design is. Like, these are the things that brought us together, and I'm just so grateful really to be able to create spaces where we intentionally think about that.
Yeah, it's like if a person is on their phone consistently through an event, if they're checking their apps, not just like taking some videos. I understand that, you know, you gotta get the clips in there. You gotta show you showed up, You gotta make it look poppin'. But if people are consistently on their phone, they're not immersed. It's the opposite. They're somewhere else. They're a whole nother word. They're not to have an event that's immersive. It means like you're absorbed in it. You're present. You're conscious. You're there. You're locked in. You're locked the fuck in for the amount of time that you're there. You're not trying to be anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know. And that doesn't take the projectors, that doesn't take the artist, that really just takes the level of intention, the level of design that you put into a space.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that that's where we are really changing the game, even from the level of people who are high level entrepreneurs and businesses that are art businesses that are using the word immersive, that are a little more conscious of what immersive technology is. They're not bringing together facilitated connection. They're not creating moments of cards or little things that actually create connective moments or community. And I think that that is really how we are redefining what immersive means to us. Like, it's not just about creating an art that you wave your hand in front of and it moves, but it's like immersing yourself into a space that redefines community or helps you connect to the community that so many people are hungry for right now. Like, we're tired of the bars, we're tired of the lounges, and we're going to these places looking for something, and we're forgetting connection. And that's what I think immersive events that we create, and that ultimately, hopefully, the industry needs to embrace. Just like, we want to create an immersive space that's multisensory and that deepens the connection between you and the community around you.
Yeah, and it exposes you to new things, opens up your perspective, you know, because that's ultimately what we're trying to do with the arts and with the things that we are designing. We're expanding people's perspective. You know, that's why we have the Bardo. It's like, whoever they were before they walked in here, and whoever they leave when they walk out is their brand new.
Transform,
leave and completely change, even if they don't know it. You know, we're utilizing these neural feedback and these different types of sciences coupled with the art to create these moments for people to heal subconsciously, to kind of make these major changes, but not necessarily through these traumatic incidences. They're not just like, oh my God, like I had this ayahuasca ceremony, something like blatantly in your face, you know, like, okay, now I got to do it in another 6 months, you know.
Yeah.
They leave and they might even notice they might not even notice it. They might be 6 months later and they're like, oh man, like I've been taking step by step by step by step. And it's because they weren't focused on like, what am I receiving from this? They were just in the state of receiving.
Right.
And ultimately things got to change in the city. Like artists got to come together. People need to like educate themselves. People need to go out and experience and actually stop doing things just for the sake of money. Do things because people actually are going to enjoy it. You know, so many event companies pop up and then burn out because they're like, people get tired of going to them. People get tired of supporting them because it's not actually fulfilling them in those ways.
Yeah.
And
it's not creating connection.
It's not creating connection. And then you got things that are just kind of like, social media is beautiful, and social media can also be chaos in the sense that you get these events that look like they're popping. People take this 5-second reel or this 5-second video of like some super cool moment. You pull up, within 2 minutes you want to leave. Like I've bought tickets to things and been like, damn, like what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like this is not how it was portrayed. I'm not immersed. Nothing here is necessarily fun, and everything is overpriced.
Yeah. And one thing I was thinking about, like, we're immersing people into a culture. And, like, our two new interns both shared with me that coming to our space, they had to think, like, am I going to drink alcohol before coming here? Because I know that's not what they're on. Like, being a non-alcoholic space helps people embrace getting lit without liquor in a way that can change your lifestyle totally. And that's part of our culture, is learning how to get lit using herbalism or just from the community around you. Like that fulfills your soul and gives you a natural high in a way that a lot of people are looking for from a few shots at the bar. And I think when we're creating that space and that culture, it's fulfilling a need, and it's really healing the culture of Atlanta, helping people who maybe dealt with addiction or alcoholism, and create a space where, okay, I can now start to socialize and know that it's going to be a healthy space for me.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't know how to socialize. That social anxiety comes up in a lot of ways, and people often revert to alcohol for that, but it's really about safety. You know, it's like, do you feel safe enough in a space to let your walls down to socialize, or do you need something to kind of mimic that safety? And I don't necessarily knock alcohol. What I do knock is the falseness, you know, the lack of truth that happens to it when you're in this major high, and it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk to you later, man. Like, oh, we're gonna be best friends. You met someone at the bar and everything's popping. They buy you a couple of shots and you think that maybe this person might be your best friend for the rest of life. And then you never hear from them again. Or you hang out with them once or twice and you realize the only common thread you have was the fact that you were drinking.
Yeah.
But this is some good tea, man. You got any more? What's up?
I know, right? I've been pouring some for myself.
All right. Well, maybe next time.